new mugs.
Woo! That was just my mouth then. We're back. Episode 5. Episode 5 with some lovely new merchandise that we've got given to us. Which we're very
lovely friends.
Our lovely friends. So we're going to try and... Well, we were saying we want to try and get like a little shelf, don't we? Around the back. Obviously, the set is ever changing. So when we go and do it, wherever we do it, we'll always have these. These are our first little pieces of merches. I want Traumarific everywhere.
Our first little trinkets.
Let's get it on the walls.
That's a bit much.
Carla will come in next and the big purple sign that just says Traumarific. She's like, what the hell are you doing? Well, welcome back, guys, to episode 5, because if you tuned in this long, we're very, very grateful. And it's been very, very fun to see everyone's reactions. We've watched back a few episodes and had a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah, that's really funny to do and have like a little creative outlet.
It has, and it's been really cool. Like, it's been really cool to have a bit of a mission every week, because we record, or at least we would try and record every week. But we've been doing a little bit more live stuff recently because it's been my birthday, and it's been
very sick.
We were very sick. Well, we were very sick beforehand. We'll spare the details of that because I think we've gone too much. I think we've gone very sicky, horror-y based on the last 4 episodes. So we'll keep it nice and light from where we can, at least for this episode, just because, well, drum roll. It's my episode.
It is. You're in charge.
So
we'll see how it goes.
Well, yeah, we basically had this idea that we were going to do... We take it in turns with doing the production side, right, for it. So every week, the production and planning, exactly, where we just plan an episode, don't we, each time? And it's working really well. It just alleviates that little bit each week and creates a little bit of unexpectedness for the next person. And well, not too much. Don't want to scare you too much.
No.
But yeah, with that being said,
getting into it.
Got a list of little things that I want to talk to you guys and Carla about, of course. And we'll start off with after a little snooze that we've recently just had, because we are very, very tired. We've been watching a few things, and we've been recently watching a few TV series. Specifically, we watched a lot of Black Mirror, which is an incredible TV series. And a lot of them are very real life in a way, I guess. They're trying to have that dystopian future style thing. And it got me thinking, and I was like, if I was in a TV series, what would I want to be, or what would I want to do? Like, if I was an actor, like if I'd done a full-time paid acting role, what would I want to do? And I thought, you know what? I think I'd love to be in a horror film. I think it'd be really fun. Yeah,
horror. Like I'd like to be in like a typical like chase, like Scream Queen kind of horror.
Hell yeah!
Like obviously like an older style, but like a slasher. That would be fun.
So just because you love the slashers?
I do love slashers. But it'd be really, really fun because obviously like having a love for them and then being like the other side of the wall, and you know it breaks that third wall down of, oh my god, this is how they actually do it, this is how they do all like the props and all the stunts,
prosthetics and stuff,
how they like line up a scene and like where the things cut from, because obviously we see it like all put together and you don't get like the in bits and the thing of like I remember like you know when It came out,
yeah,
there was this massive thing when that came out where all the kids on set, they hadn't seen like Pennywise before. They had this like scene where he comes out the projector.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's the first scene they had with Bill Skarsgård, and they said it was absolutely fucking terrifying because they tried to hide what he actually... Obviously they saw pictures, but when you have that in front of you, to get that like actual...
initial response.
Yeah, that pure kind of like, oh my fucking god, because they hadn't seen him yet. So stuff like that is like... I think it's quite clever from obviously like directors' point of views and stuff, and even like sets. When I think it was it Scream 2 or 3 where Sydney's on set of her house, and she's like going around, she's like, and like all the houses are like separate, and then you have like obviously you can see the warehouse.
I love that. That's so cool.
It's such a cool little insight to how obviously it is actually done. It's not like a street somewhere. It's in a warehouse and it's on like a set.
It'd be really cool because again, those like sets cost thousands. I mean, sometimes they are in warehouses. Sometimes they do physically do them on like streets. Like I'm sure, like like the scenes at the start of it where they're going down the street and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's all.
But even then, certain like streets are made, aren't they, for films? Or they're like it's incredible. But yeah, no, I think you'd be wicked in a little teen Scream. Oh. Would you be like proper method acting? Would you do like, we were like...
What do you mean?
But like method, as in like, would you get really into the role where like you'd live and breathe it?
Oh God, no. I don't have the time for that. I don't have the attention span for that.
Oh no, help me. I'm stuck in the cabin.
Oh fuck. No, I don't think I'd be like that. That's a bit like intense and a bit too much. And that's not like, I'm really bad at planning stuff at the best of times, so going like full hog with something would be like, I don't think I'd
just get the money and run.
Maybe, but like, yeah, I think I'd struggle to learn lines. I don't get how people learn lines so much. Mm-hmm. Like imagine, take Lord of the Rings for instance. That is like 3 hours a piece production, and I bet the script is like a Bible. I bet it's thick as hell.
Unless you're Legolas, then you got like 5 lines.
Yeah, like 5 lines. Just say. You just huff and sigh into the wind. But yeah, I think I'd struggle with learning my lines. I'd actually prefer, like, one of the things I quite like the sound of in between like college and my brief time at uni was set design and like stage design, because that's really cool.
What, did you do it?
No, like I had.
You wanted to do interesting
yeah,
to it.
I thought it was really cool. Like cool, because when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to study before like photography came along, I looked into like film and what you could actually do with film, and it was like, oh, you can make stage sets, you can do production sets, you can do obviously like costume creation, you can do costume change, wardrobe change, and it's so cool to find out how many jobs are actually involved in a production.
Oh god, yeah.
But I obviously didn't do it. But
well, a lot of more for people that are listening's perspective, there's a lot of like local theatres that do have like jobs, but it's all like volunteering work. But if it's something you want to get into,
yeah, our local one,
one
in Rugby has
one. They're great.
But I just thought it was really, really interesting to know that like someone else has, I don't know, there's so many moving parts. So like someone has designed that, someone else has done this, someone else has done that, and they've all like made this one big, huge like production thing.
I think one of the big things that we both love is obviously the Jim Henson's puppets. Like the fact that there's a whole company that are dedicated to making the FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's things, and they make 7-8 foot teddies come to life in these big animatronic suits, but they take months and months to manufacture, but they're so well done, and it's so great. So would that be something you want to do when like you were little, or would that be something that would be like?
Yeah, so when I was like, how little are you talking?
Well, I mean, it's probably changed, hasn't it? Like when I was like younger, I wanted to be like a fireman, but
it's funny how like when you were like proper little, like tiddler little, I think when I was in primary school to junior school, I wanted to be an explorer, because we did a bunch of stuff about like explorers, and like did I show you, like I got a little work booklet that we had to do where we were like something to do with like exploring like countries and obviously like different cultures and stuff, but it was really, really fun. Like it was a really, really cool part of like school, because we had to like make the books ourselves and like wrap them all and then like burn some of the edges as if you were like obviously like doing other bits. And then
I did
like
that.
a safari section. It was really, really fun. Yeah. But that made me like want to be like an explorer really, really badly. So I remember I got a pair of binoculars off my mum for I think Christmas or something, and I literally just had them like fixed to me all the time. I was like, oh my god, look at this, let's go here, blah, blah. And I'd run around with like my little backpack on, and it was
little Dora.
That like imprinted on me hard, and I really wanted to like be an explorer, and that was my whole thing. And then when I went into I think high school, I wanted to be a zookeeper in like year 7. Then because I was really good at English, believe it or not, got an A in English. Didn't even have to study for it.
It's our language.
But yeah, I wanted to learn how to do like journalism, because that was a big thing that came in from like year 8 through to like college. Wanted to do journalism so badly. I tried to get into like a newspaper and magazine place for work experience, couldn't find anywhere. Like Will between Couldn't find anywhere.
You didn't work in a garage though, did you?
No, I didn't, thank God. I did do hospitality and... what's it called when you, like, turn down beds? Housekeeping.
Turn down for what? Did you actually do that? I didn't know, so I'm not segueing.
Yeah, no, I did it at a hotel instead.
Oh,
so
cool.
It was very boring. Oh. So, so all through that time I wanted to do journalism. So unfortunately I couldn't find, like, a way into it. Yeah. Because it's very much who you know, and if you don't know someone that kind of does it, it's really hard to kind of, like, get your little foot in the door. So then when I was having to weigh up options for college and what I wanted to do at college, there's one avenue where obviously I could have done A-levels and gone down, like, journalism and kind of that route, but exams, scary, anxiety peaked, so chose to do an art design course instead, which obviously gifted me my good friend Molly, but I do have regrets in what I picked, like, massively. I wish that I did A-levels and actually did, like, journalism and photography or, like, media, because it was, like, a constant thing of, I would love to do this. Like, my one thing, like, if there was, like, a perfect job, even now, if I could work for, like, Kerrang and have, like, a magazine section, or, like, be a publicist for someone, or, like, marketing team for, like, someone like that, or, like, anything to do with music, that would be, like, the top peak. Okay, I'm happy now.
She's just using this as a little advert for...
No, I'm not. But you got to put stuff out there. And, that's what I wanted to do for ages. And then I didn't even really think, like, photography would come into, like, a professional role, because I always, like, loved photography. But, again, I had a lot of people at the time around me basically, like, you know, it's not really a job thing because of what it is.
The hobby.
Yeah, you fall into that pitfall of, oh, well, it's a hobby, so, you know, yes, it's not going to
could never be a job.
Yeah, just leave it. Just you know, faff around on the weekends, it's fine. Yeah. And then thankfully met you, and you pushed me to do the photography more, and we found my little studio role together, which was great. And I am itching to get back into something creative.
Well, it was a whirlwind, really. Like, moving on, like, we can touch on that, because, I mean...
There's lots of peaks and troughs, and you have one idea, and then you run with that, and then it either gets shot down, or you think, oh, actually, like, that's a bit silly. Maybe I should just... Because everyone has, like, a 9 to 5. Everyone... Or it's very heavily reliant on, obviously, like, families and stuff. Yeah. No one in my family has done, like, a creative job, so obviously, naturally, they're a bit like, oh, well, you know...
Yeah, there's, like, studies on it. There's studies on you wanting to, like, it's like a scientific thing, so I won't bore you, but it's like a thing of you naturally progress like how your parents do, because obviously your parents are the ones that influence you. Naturally, there's this study, I remember when I was at uni, I was looking at it, and it's like the standard social classes and how your social class kind of keeps you in line with how you go and how far you go. So naturally, if your parents don't go to uni, you're less likely to go to uni.
I went for 10 weeks.
But that is now changing, because people are treating university more as a mandatory study than it is, which it isn't.
We just don't know what to do.
It's like 27 grand down the shitter, that's all it is. You never pay back. Don't come for me, student finance. But yeah, you know, whatever you're doing, like, and like I said, just going back and touching on it with your photography, I love the fact that you got back into it and how you made it a professional thing. It's still to this day one of my favorite things to speak to people about, because you've always had it in you, and like, I'm glazing you right now with, I really am.
No,
stop. but you did. And like, it's one of those things where even when we first met and you were like, oh, I do photography. And I remember you showing me like emails or saying like, you know, how you'd emailed like clubs and places beforehand. But, oh, hey, like, you know, if you need a photographer, let me know. And like, all you need in this life is just like one little in. Yeah. And then you just build on that. And like, you were in Australia and I said to you, I'm going to make you an email. I'm going to send you the details for it. I'm going to make you this Instagram. Go and do what you need to do with it.
It's not even about having like an in. I'd argue it's just about having someone back for you. It's just having someone, because you were like the only little light that I had of, oh, you know what, I could actually do that as a job. Like, people are photographers, like photography is an actual thing. Gotcha. And that little flicker of light grew into a big bonfire. And then when I like I applied for like the studio role, did not think I was going to get it because again my experience wasn't like amazing, but I obviously got on with them really well, and they were like, yeah, we can teach you that
your
stuff.
personality shines through.
We can just exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a really, really nice little like wholesome transition into oh okay, yeah, I have this thing that I like enjoy doing, but nothing's ever going to come of it because I'm not this or I'm not that, and I can't get to that. And then it was like, oh okay, well, what if I could do that, and why can't I do that? And then it just snowballed, and it was one of the best transitions ever, and it's something that I have a lot more confidence in now. I mean, even setting up this, like the first episodes we did was awful with the lighting, and we sat there and I was like, oh, we should really be facing this way, and it needs to be angled down, blah, blah, blah. And we tweaked it all, and it's perfect.
But do you know what, even like you say,
I didn't know that before. I would have just been like, oh god, I don't know how to fix it, we'll just
go and do it. But even then, like you said it literally before we pressed record on this episode, like you were like, oh, you were trying to teach me about how the fact that I'm wearing a cap today, so anyone that's just listening, right, I'm wearing a cap, and I always get told off for wearing a cap. Not because I probably look great in a cap.
You look great in a cap. It's not to do with the look of the cap.
It's the lighting.
It's the lighting of the cap. So, like, I was trying to explain to James that we were in the garden for his birthday because his nan was there, and like she wanted to take a picture of you two. So I take his phone and get them behind like nice where like the flowers and the bushes are, and like before, a lot of people, you know, when it's really sunny, you're there squinting and everything. You had your hat on, which was fine. But when it's like hard lighting, so it's like direct sunlight, then the shadow on your cap's like really prominent. And like I couldn't see your eyes. And then I'm like, take the cap off, take the cap off now. Or it's like even like in here, it's more like softer lighting because the shadow is not as dark. So it's easier for like your face to be picked up.
Exactly, but like that's not boring stuff. You've learned something.
I've learned loads.
Yeah, exactly. But that's good, and it's retaining. It's one of those things where like if you enjoy it, it seems to retain a lot more.
Yeah, I think like that's another thing that I wasn't really conscious of like my learning technique before, because obviously you study something when you're in school when you're a lot younger, and then you might go to college, you might go for uni for a little bit, but depending on that, the last thing you like properly learn something is when you're like 18, 17,
and
16,
school strategies
whatever.
are more like the same. It's all book reading, go and do homework, revise. There's that's not your individual learning technique.
You're not able to kind of really have that, because I remember in GCSEs the only thing that I actually like studied for was maths, because my siblings, I don't know about Daniel, but Amy didn't pass maths first time. I had it in my head like I need to do this first time. Like I only did foundation maths. I'm not very good at maths, like you know. I can't do mental
I failed maths. So.
For shit. Like I can't add up in my head. I have to write it down or do it with my hands. And I don't know why. There's just not a connection there somewhere, because I struggle so much. And I remember I had cue cards. I'd read something off into my phone and have it on record. So I put it in my on my headphones. And I'd like try to just like go back into stuff constantly. And my greatest lesson and tactic that I told you before was, I think the only reason I actually passed my GCSE maths paper was because I just wrote everything down. The best advice that my maths teacher ever gave me was, do not cross out your markings and do not cross out your workings out, because if it's not crossed out, they can still assess it and it's still get graded. So if I didn't know if it was asking me to multiply, divide or subtract, or like if it was a fraction or a percentage, I'd just do everything and then just left it there. But I passed.
Genius.
So all I have to say is just keep your markings on the paper. But like it's something that you don't really pick up on. So when I started working at the studio, obviously this was the second big thing I've actually had to like learn and absorb in my adult life. Because obviously normal jobs, it's just input data here, do this, these are the rules, you know, it's just logging things. Well, that's what my other roles were in like customer services or, you know, like admin and stuff.
It's the same.
Yeah. So this was very much like, it's technical, but then you also have the creativity of, okay, right, this pose looks really cool, I'm going to try and like faff around with the light, and I'm going to try and do this, and it needs to be on this, and then, you know, we need to turn it down, turn it up a little bit. Oh, I don't quite like that. So it's a bit more like in depth to kind of actually think about. And when I was being taught, I kept thinking like, oh my God, like I don't know how to learn, which sounds really weird. But from like a technical point of view, I'm not very technical, and they would like hit hard with like technical
questions.
And, you know, whereas the person that I worked with, like Reese and Izzy, were really good at kind of looking at how I was and kind of contouring it to breaking it down for me in a way that works.
Everyone learns different.
Yeah, everyone learns different, but it's difficult, like, picking up on like when you're an adult of, okay, well, how do I actually react to learning things and taking things on, and, you know, like, how do I take that information on board? How do I keep it in there?
Speaking of how do I react as a adult, the theme of crashing out seems to be a topic that floats around on the internet, floats around in our household.
Yeah.
And what would you say makes... What would you say is your one thing? We'll stay on one thing, right? What's the biggest thing that makes you crash out that I do?
Do we have enough time? Right. So what you do is sometimes I get overwhelmed with a lot of things going on. So there's times where, like, we'll be sat on the sofa, the TV's on, someone's like text me, and I'm like, okay, I need to, like, reply to it. I haven't, like, replied to them. Or there's something that I need to, like, answer. And then you're there yakking away at me. And I just can't concentrate on what I'm trying to do. So I'll have to, like, pause the TV, tell you to, like, be quiet for a second. Then I'll, like, type out my message, talk to you. And then the TV can go back on. I can't have, like, 6 different noises going on at the same time, because it stresses me the hell out. So I'd say the biggest thing you do to make me crash out is, like, not reading an environment, so to speak, and then you're just, like, podding along being like, yeah, I've got this to say, and
it's just me.
And it's like, I love you for it, but when I'm in, like, that time of, oh my god, I need to do this, like, now, otherwise I'm going to forget it, it's just all of that going on, just I can't.
And then what in general do you think makes you crash out? Would you still think it's, like, sensory noise overload? I'm not saying you're, like, some sort of, like, on some sort of spectrum where you're a child, but, like, it's sensory, like, stuff. Yeah,
it's sensory stuff. Like, if there is too much noise going on, it really irritates me to the point that, like, I could like stab somebody. Like, if there's like too much, like, when you said it perfectly last time we went to the Holy Grail and we went to Great Yarmouth.
Yeah.
It's making it in every episode, I'm determined. When we went to Great Yarmouth last year, we were walking up the high street, and there's obviously, like, shop noises. Half the shops at that fucking road have, like, old ass radio playing, and then there's, like, general crowd noises.
And it's busy. There's
rustling of bags, there's, like, seagulls, and I literally just zone out. And you're trying to talk to me, I'm like, everybody shut up.
We were in the car earlier. I was just chatting away, and I think the radio on.
I
don't think the radio was on.
The radio was on.
Yeah, and I was just chatting away, and I just looked over at you, and she was just scowling at, like, into the air, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And you were like, "Yeah." I was like, "You were just scowling." You were like, I just want peace."
Well, again, that's because off the back of, we've had a very chaotic weekend with a lot of, like, socialising, and, like, we've been around, and we haven't actually had alone time together, even to have a conversation, since Thursday, and it's now Monday. So all of that, like, socialising and, like, people and, like, chatter and, like, noises and stuff has just... It burns me out really quick.
Mega reapy.
I think I get really overwhelmed with, like, noises really quickly. So the smaller the noise, the better.
Well,
it's like where you're, like, trotting around the house and you've gone off to do something, and then all of a sudden I hear something smash, or I hear something fall over, or I hear you just shout because you walked into something, or you've dropped something, or you've tripped up something, and I'm like...
In one fucking weekend, right, I have sprained my ankle.
Yeah.
And literally before we started this podcast, smashed the back of my phone.
Because you're so accident prone.
But what did I get? No sympathy.
No.
Boo.
No.
Boo.
You won't get sympathy from me because you brought it on yourself.
You're
fine, you can walk. Your foot's fine.
Really sore,
it's not broken, it's fine.
It was sore.
I was raised in a house where if you're upright and breathing, you're fine.
But it was sore.
Sympathy from me is not going to come very easily, my friend.
Owie.
Grow up.
Grow up. You grow up.
Get a grip.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, in terms of sounds, like I have.
What makes you like crash out?
You know what makes me crash out?
Everything.
Everything.
Stress.
It's really weird because I can be really, really relaxed. So far, like, relaxed that I'm laying back. I can be.
You get so angry so quick.
Yeah, but if I've got a short fuse, it depends where. Like, it depends on the situation. Like, I get so many micro stresses, like that just disgruntle me. Like things like smells, like bad smells. Like we have 2 cats, as you're probably aware if you've watched the other 4 episodes or heard maybe them in this. But the two cats we got. Obviously, they're well, not obviously, but they are house cats, and they do little poops in the house.
Not in the
house, in their tray.
In a box.
Yeah, just not random just shit everywhere. But it smells, and that just kind of disgruntles me sometimes because I'm like,
sometimes.
Well, no, because that just puts you in a bit of bad mood. I don't want to smell poo.
Yeah, but that's our choice for having indoor cats. This is why I don't get aggravated.
Every micro stresses are definitely a choice.
But like, I know we have indoor cats. That's our choice, and they have to go to the toilet. Obviously, we pick them out and we take them in the bin so it helps it smell less. We air it, but you just get so off the handle with it so fast. I'm like, they just need to go to the toilet. What's the problem?
It's really bad. Like, I'm really, really bad. The one thing I've got really bad at the moment, and it's actually a trait which I'm genuinely considering getting diagnosed with something about, is I can't eat without the TV being on.
Oh my God.
And Carla will have to wait until I turn the TV on.
I hate it, and I hate you for it, because it's definitely some kind of thing like wrong with you.
I really can't do it though.
You get so, it's not even angry. You get angry if the TV is not on. Like, say you can't like get a grip on the controller, or you know something's playing up on the PlayStation. It's not like turn on quickly. You'll sit there, click it once, click it twice. Click it a third time. Oh, fucking hurry up! Come on! Click, 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 click. And I'm there like,
I'm not scary.
Not gonna say anything. No, you turn into like the Hulk, because you just go like, as soon as like, hang on, there's a helicopter.
There's a helicopter. Pause. Is it coming for me? Is it coming?
Yes.
Angry man.
Angry TV man.
We stunned his TV. Go, go, go.
Oh, but yeah, it's literally like, you'll start off really bad and you sit down with your food, if it doesn't go on straight away, or you can't find a fucking channel. It's like, we watch a lot of like Catfish, like,
hell yeah.
I remember the other day you took ages to find it, and then you scrolled accidentally and went onto a random channel, and you sat there and went all the way back through the channels before you touched your food. I'm like, dude, I'm hungry. I'm like, I can't eat mine though, because then you'll be like, I can hear you chomping.
I don't turn into Gollum.
It's awful. It's so bad.
I don't. I turn into a demon. I'm sorry. It's really bad.
Anger. I've never known you to be angry.
I don't know what it is. I've just got progressively worse, but I think it's because I just really don't like the sound of even myself eating. But I need to get out of it. It's like a really bad, what's the word? It's not a fear. It's not a stress. What is it? It's a stress, really, isn't it? Nonsense. Cheers. But it's just a thing that like really, really stresses me out. And like, I know people don't like, people get irritated by like,
I'm going to break the TV so you can't have any noise.
I literally will turn the radio on.
What would you do if you turn the radio on?
Yeah.
Why can you not just sit there and eat?
I can't. I really can't. I can't hear the sound of eating. And it's not just the sound of lip smacking. People think, oh, it's lip smacking. For me, it's like, I can hear people inhaling when they eat their food.
Oh my God.
People that open their mouth and go, when they eat their food. Don't do that.
People don't know they're doing it.
You're not Kirby. Like,
people don't know they're doing it though, because we've had this conversation before. I understand like people that just like eat with their mouths open and be like, it's irritating, it's
bad
gross.
manners.
Like, yeah. But normal eating, like we've had it before where I've been like starving hungry for whatever reason, and we've ordered something or we've got to pick something up, and we'll get home and I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And I'll literally be like, oh, like, you know, eating, and I'm just enjoying my food, but like you've looked at me like, can you stop? And I'm like,
I love you to bits, and you're not a loud eater, but
again, when I'm like either really like
ravenous, but I do the same. This is what I mean. It's not just you eating. It's not just anyone else eating. It's like I can hear myself. Like if we're eating pasta,
everyone can hear themselves eat though.
Yeah, but that's not. You know when you're ill and your nose is blocked and you can't eat you have to eat with your mouth, don't you? Because you're like.
Everyone eats with their mouth though. I don't.
Eats with their mouth, you know what I meant by eats with their mouth. Everyone eats with their mouth. You know what I mean? But like basically, long story short, I hate it. I can't stand it, but I do need to get out of that habit because it's even irritating me now.
You won't always have the TV either. Like, if something, I don't know, you shouldn't have to eat with the TV on.
Get a power cut or something like that.
Exactly. You would be off the Richter scale if we had a power cut and we had to sit there and have a meal together. You genuinely, like, I don't know what you do. I think you go in the garden and eat it on your own. You're so bad with noises.
It's just more, I just don't. Oh, it's a really weird, you know, like how certain things irritate you, right?
Yeah.
Like the sound of, you don't like people licking their fingers. Is it fingers? Yeah, with their lips. So if they've eaten like Wotsits, or they've eaten something that's like quite chicken wings, and they go, oh, no. But what is it? Is it the sound or is it the action?
I don't know. I think it's a noise that's a little that happens when you do it. I think it's because my dad does it a lot, and he'd do it really like loud, and it would just like go through me, and I just think, you don't have to do that. Just get a napkin. And it's like when someone else used to do it loads. I can't remember who the hell it was now. I think it was someone in work. But whenever they'd have food, they'd literally like lick and suck the fingers and stuff, and I'm like,
what about people that make they make like quite like grunting noises? I don't mean they go like,
I don't
but like
pay that much attention.
But they're like eating something that's good, and they're going,
That's fine. I do that.
I did that once, and you told me off. So I'm getting you out here. I'm catching you out. The jiggy's up.
What were we eating?
I was going, God, yes, it's good, and you were like,
yeah, if it's
all right,
like more
fucking
than
hell,
3
stop
times.
wanking over your food. Like,
If it's more than like 3 times, then yeah, shut up. I get it. It's nice. But if it's like an initial thing of, oh my god, like that's so good, and you're eating it and stuff, as if it's like too much.
Okay, one more. If it's like, what do you think? What's your opinion on plate scraping? Like fork plate scraping. Like bean juice on a plate, and then you've gone to like.
No.
Sorry for everyone listening.
No.
No.
I don't like bean juice in general.
You don't leave the bean juice, do you?
No, I'm very tactical with my baked beans. So if we're having like beans together, say we're having like beans on toast or a jacket potato or something,
you give me the juice.
I will give you the majority of the wet, and then I will have the majority.
So I get 5 beans and juice, and you get the fucking whole can of beans.
No, I don't give you like it's just you get more of the liquid with your portion, and I just have like, because I just too much.
So I'm just eating tomato sauce with toast.
No, I literally just said we have the same amount of beans. I just give you more of the liquid because I don't want it. I don't like it.
It's nice.
No.
Do you know, I'm not a big fan. You burn your beans though.
Burnt beans are nice.
Burnt beans are nice. By burn, it just makes the sauce thicker, doesn't it?
Great.
It's a great little thing.
The other thing I'm just going to interact with is bacon. Is the other thing that stresses me out heavily, as you know.
Oh, you just have your rule is just crispy bacon or nothing.
Burn it is my rule. I won't have, unless I'm making the bacon myself. My tryst is nil. You've even done it before, where it's still like stringy.
I don't make bacon for you anymore.
I won't have bacon unless I have cooked it. If we're out, I'll have like a sausage batch over a bacon butty.
Yeah, you have to cook the bacon for it to fly. Then it goes through a regular checklist of, is it cooked enough? Is it this temperature? Crispness, 100%. Yes.
No stringy fat pull.
No stringy fat pull. No. But you've made me more into crispy bacon.
Everyone should be. I don't know. Anyone that sits there and just eats like fat, like pig fat, is absolutely disgusting.
Gross.
Like even on like gammon, the rind on that.
Oh yeah, but the gammon on rind on gammon is... No, not one. Oh, gammon, egg and chips. That's a classic British meal, isn't it?
No.
Do you think if people came over here from like another country, like Americans, like... I got asked this once by someone at work who was from another, who's foreign. I don't know why I shy away from the word foreign for. But they were like, "What's your favourite British meal?" And I was like, we've done British meals before. But I was like, and I started to think, I was like, oh my God, what are actual British meals? I was thinking, everyone would go fish and chips and stuff like that. But like,
you got fish and chips. I'd say any pie, mash. Bangers and mash.
Is gammon and egg and chips? Ham, egg and chips is an English meal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I used to have like...
What?
They used to have the wafer ham you don't like.
No!
With egg and chips. That's
That
what we used
is
to have.
fucking disgusting.
Yeah, Mum couldn't afford gammon.
Don't eat it then.
We just have like 4 slices of wafer ham with egg and chips.
That is actually...
It's great. I'd have it right now.
No, that's not going to fly.
Carla
with me.
refuses to buy any ham other than honey.
Right, there is a
honey-cured ham.
specific type of ham. If you do not get the right ham, I'm not eating it. Because the ham that you get, the wafer thin, scabby looking shit, looks so processed and it like is bubbled on the skin. And I don't get how you can sit there and eat it out of the packet.
It all comes from the same pig.
It's grim, it's gross.
Pig?
You
Yeah,
have to
pig,
get
isn't
like
it?
specific ham. You come at me with that cheap stuff, I'm not going to eat it. I'm not even going to look at it. Get out my fridge. Maybe you brought it home once. You're like, oh yeah, I got some like ham sandwiches and stuff. And I opened the fridge and I was like, what is this? Why have you got this for? There's a checklist. Any pig-related products has to go through a checklist.
Would you? You're quite good with like foods, but like in terms of like local delicacies within countries, would you eat someone else's local delicacy if you were over there?
Yeah, I just like I love food. I don't have a lot of like plain food, I'd say.
As long as it wasn't something that was
As long as it's nothing
weird.
like too
out there.
And as long as it's like flavourful and it's like hot, I'm happy to eat whatever.
Well, speaking of weird animals, I'm bringing a new sector in. Whether we keep it just for my episodes, I'm happy with that. But I'm doing a little news sector where I just do a little weird and wonderful, I guess traumarific, you could say, like news article basically, where we'll discuss it. But I found out this week that New Zealand have named their animal of... Is it the animal of the year? I think it's the animal of the year.
It's like a pageant.
Yeah, but imagine they'll just strut to the end. My name's Jerry Joe.
Kiwis walking on them.
Come on, honey. The blobfish was the world's ugliest animal named Fish of the Year in New Zealand.
Yeah. The blobfish is it's that like jelly thing.
Yeah,
it
it's
looks
that
like
one.
Jabba the Hutt. Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen right now in our, of course, our little...
It reminds me of, you know, in I think is it the first X-Men where the Senator Kelly gets zapped and he turns into
The blob, yeah.
that's already remind me of.
The little blobfish. Isn't he called the Blob?
I think he is actually.
Yeah, he's called the Blob. That's probably why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
But yeah, it was named Blob, not Blobfish
Blob
of
of
the
the
Year.
Year.
Blob of the Year. It was named Fish of the Year in New Zealand. And I was like, what if you could name an animal... What would it be? No. If you could name a animal to be your animal of the year, what would it be?
An aardvark.
Yeah, you're big into your... Yeah, actually.
Aardvark or a tapir.
A tapir. Literally, the amount of times this girl is looking at tapirs on fucking TikTok.
So much. They're just so like chill and they're just so like cute.
So much
I just
so.
wanna give one a cuddle.
So much so that we are I've been looking. It's a little bit pricey, but maybe you'll see us later on in a live episode one time where you can go and tickle tapirs. You can have tapir experiences at zoos.
Love to have tapirs. That would be the best day.
But they're really interesting, like characters, because they're not anteaters.
They're just like in the middle.
But what are they? Mammals?
Yeah. Anything that
Has 4 legs.
yeah, and birds live young is a mammal.
Interesting. Where are they from? Africa.
I don't think.
Sorry, this is a
they
quiz.
are. I
Question.
think they're from like maybe England. No, they must be from somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
We'll have to have a look.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look.
We'll have a look. Of course, we'll have a look.
We'll have a look. No, but I just found it really, really interesting because I thought, is it just New Zealand that do a contest for best animal?
I mean,
Because
I've never heard of that in my life. So
if so,
yeah.
tapirs, we're officially naming
They're
it.
a strong contender. What would you vote in? What's your favourite animal?
My favourite animal of the year, you'll be not surprised,
A tapir.
is the hedgehog.
The hedgehog, yeah.
The hedgehog. Hedgehogs
It's an unsung hero.
is an unsung hero. We need to rescue them.
If I ever had a hedgehog in my garden, I think I'd cry with happiness.
Yeah, we don't have like any
Right.
shrubs or live near any like shrubby bits or too close to them. So it's like we have too much of a main road. We would adore. So we've got this like TikTok that we look at, and they own a hedgehog hotel.
Hotel is house, like, it's got infrared cameras and stuff so you can see inside, and they just go in and they munch the food and they drink the liquid and they just go.
Yeah, they're just happy. They go to the same little hut, drink the water. They drink a lot of water as well. Holy shit.
The only one they can find.
Yeah, but they must fast. They must do like a...
Oh yeah, they're all like on Slimming World diets and they fast through the day. What do you think they do?
Little hog diets. They just eat worms all day. Mind you, I suppose they're just out of like hibernation, aren't they? So they're all hungry and thirsty. They're not eating that time.
No.
Or drink.
They sleep. They literally sleep for like 5
See, that's
minutes.
why they're so cool. Wouldn't you love to be like an animal like that? Where you just 4 months off, you just sleep.
Yeah, but then this is why Over the Hedge is an important film, because it's important to gather your food beforehand, otherwise you wake up, you have nothing to eat and they die. Because there's nothing to forage after winter, so that's why they have to fill the log all the way to the top. So they have food to last them. And then RJ comes along and he ruins the thing.
Poor old RJ. Oh, what a film. What a film. What a film. I literally saw I kept seeing loads of TikToks of Over the Hedge, and then I would literally, my TikTok feed is just full of brain rot. It's full of brain rot, millennial brain rot.
Premiere.
Yeah, Over the Hedge premiere photos, which I'm like, why the fuck are they on my feed? Like, great, cheers, lovely, I have that. Rocking the suburbs
Steve
back.
Carell on the red carpet,
Bruce
like,
Willis.
10 years ago.
But then, like, people make the most bizarre little TikToks, and then my whole feed has just become... Carla hates my TikTok feed with a passion, to the point where we just kind of browse hers now.
It just aggravates me because you have those stupid memes on yours where it's just like, it'll show you a picture.
It's millennial
and then it'll
brain
just go really fucking loud.
It's millennial brain rot. And I actually had a segment for the series where I was going to, like, go to you, what's this person? Do you know this person? And you're going to say no to all of them. So I'm glad I didn't do that one. Millennial brain rot.
What?
Like Tung Tung Sahur.
What?
And Bombadillo Crocodilo.
Am I old?
But this is the thing. It's like...
I don't watch that shit.
No, I don't either.
Yes,
but
you do.
It's like stuff that's come up on my feed.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
No, it has. And
It wouldn't come up on your feed if you didn't watch it.
Well, it just gets... I think it gets put into your feed, and then, like, you suddenly then... It's just ingrained in you. And then people will make a joke about it, like, when we're out, and I'm like, oh my God, they know about millennial brain rot.
No idea.
Like,
Which I'm glad about.
I'm glad you stayed... You've got girly TikTok, that's why. You've got baking and...
I've got a fun TikTok.
Well, I mean, the other night yours went full brain rot and was like...
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was like one day where it was just meme. Like, as in when we talk about memes, we're defining like...
Again, it's because it's noise. It's loud, irritable noises, and it just stresses me out.
But like, Carla will go in the shower, or like, Carla will be doing something. I don't have to be going in the shower. I'm not thinking about you in the shower. But like, she'll be doing something, and then like, she'll just hear me giggle from like normally it's downstairs.
From down to upstairs, I can hear you go, ah! Or like go, hee hee. I'm like, oh God, was he fucking fat?
It's the ones that catch you off guard. Like, you got caught off guard by a flipping I'm Like a Bird mashup of birds singing it.
Oh my God, it's so funny though. It's because it was the song for like 5 seconds, and then when she goes, I'll never fly away, it was just like, and like all these bird noises came in.
I'm like
I was crying, I was wheezing.
I was just like laying on your stomach, like, or laying next to you even, like just on my phone, and like I heard the meme go off, and I've never heard you laugh like that, like genuinely. Like, I've made you laugh, I've seen you laugh at other things, but you were hysterical. It was just once. You can then watch the video.
No, a lot of stuff like that gets me though. If it does, it really
cracks
gets me.
you up.
But not a lot. I just go, oh yeah, I'm not that first, or it's not that funny. But it takes something really, really.
It takes something very peculiar.
Yeah,
Even to the extent where, random shit. I think it is random shit. Like the time when you laughed at in your sleep. So basically, when Carla when we lived in our old flat, right? No, let me talk.
Right, POV moi.
Okay, we'll do two POVs. That's fine.
I go to sleep. I had a dream that I was at my photography job, and I was in the Milton Keynes studio. So like it's a bit bigger. They do like the editing from there. So I remember going to the office and someone was like editing like one of the shoots that I did.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but all of the pictures were like really distorted with like, you know, like funhouse mirrors.
Yeah.
Where they're all like wiggly or they're all like big at the top and small at the bottom. I remember looking at it and like laughing at it and being like, oh, that's really funny. And then they clicked through to another picture, which was literally just the most mangled thing I've seen in my life. And I just remember laughing at it in my thing. But it felt like I was actually laughing. And when I woke up to someone abruptly waking me up, I was just like, oh, fuck, it's happened again.
Again? What do you mean again?
I did it once before, but not with you.
Oh.
Like, I just spoke in my sleep that time. But yeah, if you did what I did, I would have see you later.
So POV from my point of view, I'm just asleep. It's very, very, very calm night. There's no noise, no TV, no nothing. And I just hear, I'm going to have to put the mic further away. I just heard, quite literally, that was a very good response. And I just literally, but she wasn't like, you know the doll, right? In Monsters Inc., right? You know in the fucking Incorporated where they're training the doll that like goes and then like looks around. She shot up like that and like was just laughing. Like it was like,
It was a really funny picture.
yeah. And then like I just turned around and was like, the fuck? And then I just went, are you okay? Like, what was that? And you just went, I'll tell you in the morning, I'll tell you in the morning, I'll tell you in the morning. Really guttural. You were like, I'll tell you in the morning, I'll tell you. And you just turned around. I was like, what?
I got so embarrassed because I realised, oh my God, I actually laughed. That's really fucking creepy. And then I didn't want to talk about it. So I was just like, I'll tell you in the morning, shut up, leave me alone. Let me go into my shame hole. And then
It made me terrible. You have spoken your sleep so many times and scared the life out of me. Like, there's one time I have not slept in my sleep. Slept in my sleep. I always do one every episode.
Oh,
I've never slept in my sleep. I've never spoke in my sleep, but I did the one time where you were talking to me. Me and Carla were face to face when we first got together, right? And we're in her mum and dad's house, so we're on her bed, childhood sweethearts, and we're there nose to nose, and she's talking to me, and she's like, James, and then we're just talking, and then she's talking to me. And I've fallen asleep, but she's still talking, and I'm knackered, right? I was absolutely flat exhausted, and I wake up to a hello, and I just go,
hello.
yeah, I'm good. You're like, are you asleep? I was talking. I was like, no.
What did I just say?
I wasn't asleep. I was sorry. Talking's worse. I won't make you go through the other times. The other times were horrific.
Yeah, I had another one that was really bad. So, the dream for that one was really scary though, and like again, it's the thing of it pisses me off because when I'm asleep, I'm thinking like, oh, this is really like vivid, this is really realistic, and then lo and behold, I get woken up by him being like, you're right. I'm like, fuck's sake, it's done it again. But like in this dream, I was walking through like the town centre with two of our friends, and we were like trying to find an exit out, and there was like a bunch of kids at the bottom near like this turnstile thing, and I looked at you and I was like, oh, I don't think we should go down there, you know, I don't want any trouble and all that. And then this other friend that we were with, he was like, oh no, we'll be fine, like they're only a bunch of kids, like don't worry about it, like if something happens, like there's people down there, it's like outside, whatever. So we go down and our friend starts like looking at them, they're like staring us out and stuff, and then we go through this little like turnstile thing into like what I can describe as like it looked like a lift, but it wasn't a lift, it was like a little box, and then there was a door that opened outside. So we're in this box thing, and then the kids come in and they're literally like starting on like my friend and like, you know, like punching him up and, you know, like holding him up against like the thing. And I remember you like grabbed me and put me behind you, and I was shouting out for help, and I was like, oh no, stop it, like please, no, just leave him alone. Because then one of them had like what did I say to you? It was like a pen or something, and he put it behind like his thing as if he was obviously gonna like stab him. And I was literally shouting out, and I in the dream I remember being like, oh my God, like I'm shouting so loud no one can hear me. And lo and behold,
I could in real life.
I was literally on my side, like scrunched up in a ball.
She was going, what do you say again? Oh, stop!
It was really
like
horrible.
it was like that, literally like that. You weren't getting anything out. It was like, no, stop! And I was like, I literally shook you. I held you. I grabbed you from behind and was just like, are you okay? And then you was like, oh, I had a horrible dream.
So horrible.
An horrible dream.
It was horrible. I talked to you more.
You should talk to them more. This girl right here, right, my lovely fiance, right. She should have all of her dreams that are remembered put as a Netflix documentary.
Literally, it reminds me of if you watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl, the kid was dream journal, I think, where he wrote everything down. And I might actually keep one because, honest to God, half the dream, I mean, I'm not going to bore everyone with the details of it, but like they literally could be like movies and like films and stuff.
They're so descriptive.
They're so vivid, and it's like, there's a few really, really good ones where I've woken up and thought, oh my God, that's actually a really cool concept. But then, I mean, you never remember any of your dreams. It really stresses me out.
If I do, I wake up and I have to tell you there and then, because I will forget them. Whereas you seem to remember them for quite a little bit longer. And I think then when you've told me, it's like it's really weird, isn't it? It's stamps, yeah.
Like, oh, okay, that's in there now.
That's in there, yeah. It's like we remember a few that you've told us about, and I'm like, oh, okay, now we can always reference those. And I'm thinking it's quite cool to remember them because actually they're a really cool. Like you said, it's a really cool concept on how it is. Yeah, they're really cool. They're really, really cool. That's what I mean. You could make and star, write and produce.
Yeah, I could do the stage sets. I could do everything.
An act in it. Do a little cabin slasher.
It's really annoying though because I wake up and I'll tell you about my dream and I'm expecting like a little, exchange.
What you
like,
got?
oh yeah, what have you got? What did you dream about? You're like, oh, I don't know.
Just counted sheep and went to it.
Great, cool, never mind. I've just given you my like epic detail of my like science fiction saga that I've dreamt about, and you're like, yeah, I don't know.
with that being said, with epic detail being said, another big topic that I've been a bit more conscious about recently, because of working hybrid now, is my screen time, and I find that screen time, of course, for me is I work on screens as well. I now have to wear glasses.
Welcome to the club.
Because I was getting really, really bad migraines, and I should have been wearing them for driving anyway. But now I've got glasses, it's like 10 times better. But my screen time is literally like 7 hours a day plus whatever.
7 hours?
Well, yeah. I work.
Oh, I thought you meant just on your phone.
No, God, no. But I was.
Jesus Christ.
What I was going to do, on this show right now, right this second, is get us to both compare.
Oh, okay.
The size of our screen share.
We're having a measuring contest.
We're having a measuring contest. Let's have a.
I mean, I don't actually use my phone that much. I would argue. I go in it a little bit in the morning, and I'll go in it like before I go to sleep.
Okay.
Are we guessing before we open them, or?
I've already opened mine. I'm really sorry.
Okay,
we should have done that. That would have been great.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's guess each other's.
Okay.
Let's guess each other's. So I know. Oh, have I just knocked the camera? No, I haven't.
Our audience.
Sorry. I'm guessing you don't have your phone at work. You can't have your phone at work.
I'm in an open office plan, so I can't really go on it because there's like cameras and stuff. So if I'm sat there texting, they'll be like, Carla, what are you doing?
But even then, it's like casual browse. Like if you needed to like go on the internet or just like browse, you can't.
No, not really.
I'm going to say per day because obviously is it average screen time per week or is it on per day?
I've got daily average.
On the top.
Yeah.
Daily average. Okay. So your daily average I think is going to be because when you get home from work, that's when you kind of unleash a lot of downtime to scroll, right? I'm going to say an hour and 15.
Okay. I think you have a lot more time and you giggle a lot more at your memes. So I'm going to say more like 2 to 3 hours for you.
Any specifics there?
2:54.
You're so close. You looked at my screen.
No.
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to?
Yes. So I have an hour 42.
Oh.
58% down from last week.
If you click on it, you can actually see, if you click on where it says see all app and website activity, you can see your most used app as
TikTok.
well. Is it TikTok?
33%. And Instagram. TikTok, Instagram and Spotify.
That it has like 38 minutes, that'll be. There.
Oh yeah, 33 minutes.
So you spend 33 minutes a day on TikTok.
That's not bad.
It's quite a lot.
That's not bad though. A lot of people that is a lot higher, I think.
Mine is it's mental. Mine's 2 hours 42 minutes per day.
Oh, that's so close.
I spend, but this is where it sounds really shit because it says I spend an hour and a half of that on social. 6 minutes on creative stuff, because obviously I do the video editing. It shows how much I could spend on time on fucking editing the videos. And productivity and finance, 3 minutes.
You spend an hour
and a half. 38 minutes I spend on
that's bad. 38 minutes is not bad on me.
38 minutes on Instagram.
Shameful.
And then I spend 12 minutes on TikTok, which isn't too bad. But then pickups, first used after pickup, what's that?
Pass.
I think, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's nuts. I think I want to try and...
You need to get that down. That's really not okay.
Yeah, I really want to get like a nice little bit down. I want to get it. I think the average is like... The average per week is... The global average is 6 hours 40.
What, a week?
No, I think it's per day.
What the hell for?
In general.
What, on like apps and stuff?
Yeah, just screen time. So like that can be, I'm guessing that involved, because that could surely involve...
Work doesn't count because that's not...
But if the global average is 6 hours 40 per day, that's mental, that's scary. Because that means that people spend 6 hours looking at their phone.
Just plugged in, aren't you?
It's just like, it literally is like the episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's
like,
scary.
It is. People will literally be... I always say this, and I use this reference, and you use it as well, which is very nice, but people will end up like the people in WALL-E.
Oh, yeah.
Will
massively.
be fat with iPads and
It's already happening.
Yeah.
The children.
You get a mobility scooter with an iPad on the front, you're basically halfway there.
Yeah.
It is genuine. But yeah, 6 hours 40 is the average global.
Nowadays, don't know even about like, I don't know, they have so much like processed stuff. Like, I genuinely love it if we had a little allotment or we had like something in the garden we could just grow stuff from.
Yeah, and we were even saying like, when we have a kid, it's like
important for kids to know.
Touch grass.
Yeah, touch grass. Go and pick up a leaf.
Touch grass.
Like,
it's not that deep if like your favourite person isn't doing something.
Go and jump in a puddle. Go and throw a rock at...
Skim a stone.
Go and throw a rock at a bird.
No birds.
Stone the pigeons.
Don't stone the pigeons.
No, I never stone the pigeons.
You beady-eyed little shits. In between is quite there. But no, I think it's very important for kids. But it does... I think that's why we've got this millennial brain rot. Is we've got kids who just can... I reckon that now I'd have an absolute fucking aneurysm if I went into a school with the amount of quote... They don't speak English. It's just like... But they would. They'd just speak like... It'd just be brain rot.
They don't know how to read a analog clock.
Not only that, though...
Which is weird.
Yeah, but it's more the fact of, like, they don't need to learn how to... Because autocorrect, they don't need to learn how to spell, because things do it for you. AI can write you an essay. Like...
I wonder how they combat that now. Like, how do you know if it's been, like, written by...
They do know. Like, there's certain things... Oh, sorry. There's certain things you can get away with. But I remember seeing an article that a girl wrote her partner's... dissertation for her. I think it was quite like a toxic, abusive relationship from what I remember. Oh. Like, he made her write it for her. A bit odd. But, like, she used ChatGPT to write it and, like, finish it. But there's been loads of hoaxes. There was a guy in Italy who got, or Switzerland, I think it was, who won an award for a book, and then it got retained off him because he
cheated.
Yeah, he couldn't finish the book, so he wrote the last 40 pages on ChatGPT, and like ChatGPT is getting more predominant. It really is. Like me and one of my friends, Ash, we were talking about it the other day, and we were just saying like how I use it more than Google now.
I don't use it that much.
But I think once you do start using it, because it is handy, if you were to go like, ChatGPT, how do I make this?
Well, someone I know uses it for like their food shop.
Yeah.
They'll put in, do me a shopping list based on...
It has stolen jobs.
Yeah.
Like PT, you were like, write me a meal plan that costs you 700 quid from a PT. It's going to write it you there and it's going to do it. It can write... It can do pictures. It can do anything.
Yeah.
It can literally do what you want. It's scary, the amount of jobs that it will eventually override.
Yeah.
Specifically in the creative world, which is a bit concerning. But yeah, people still more like authentic stuff, which I'm glad. But yeah, it is something that's scary. And going back to it, has that ability to overtake people that are growing up. So in schools now, kids are just not going to rely on their own heads. They're just going to rely on computers.
Yeah.
And we'll all end up like Wally. And they're going to all be brain dead, and no one will be intelligent, and everyone will just be fucking zombies. And it'll just be The Walking Dead. That's what it'll be. But I think that's a great time to go on to the Wheel of Trauma, don't you?
Yes.
Cue me in with the intro.
The Wheel of Trauma!
Woo! Woo, 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 woo. So we changed the Wheel of Trauma up because it just seemed a bit too difficult to do different topics on each little pie slice. So we changed it just to be me and you, so that when it goes round, if it lands on me, it's a traumatic story from me.
Yeah.
Or if it lands on you, it's a traumatic story from you.
Yes.
Have you got one ready?
No, but it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It will be good.
Hopefully it's you first.
Let me crack out the wheel. Let me crack out that damn wheel.
Yeah. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
I thought you were going to start singing, do it now.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, I'm spinning the wheel. Spinning the wheel, spinning the wheel. Here we go. Ready? Spinning the wheel. Can you hear it?
Ta-da!
And it's going to be...
Is it me?
It's you! Right, so we've had many a story by Carla in the time. My favourite one being potentially, if you haven't watched, I think it's on the last episode where she told us about how her headphones got wrapped up in her bike.
God.
And I'm sure she's got plenty more. Will it be from her childhood between 8 to 14? Let's try and see if we can... over to you, my lovely, 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 lovely lady.
I don't need a microphone. It stresses me out when you do that. Right, so... this one is more of a recent one. I have been tested this year with a lot of fears, medical fears.
Yeah.
I have done very well in keeping it together. Like, I had my first blood test since year 7, which was a biggie. I got my numbing cream. I cried a little bit, but I didn't pass out, which is an improvement on last time. Mm-hmm. And the other one that I've had was the dentist. So... we'll go to the dentist together. I have wanted to leave my old dentist for ages. He was a very, very blunt man. Didn't really
He sounded
care.
awful.
Yeah, didn't really care for much chit-chat. And when you're quite anxious about medical things, that really does help, like, calm you down and, you know, soothe you a little bit. If you have someone nice that's, like, you know, makes you feel comfortable, it makes all of the difference. And since I met you, I was like, oh, I wish I could, like, leave my dentist because it sucks. And I'd literally walk in and be like, oh, hi, like, how are you all? And he'd literally just point at the chair, and I'm like, okay. So I get in the chair, open up,
menacing as hell.
Literally tells me that I need, like, a filling or something. I'm like, okay, I'll do it now, just, you know. And I would never, I'd never trust to get, like, an injection or anything there. I don't like injections anyway. I'm not very good with them. So I finally switched my dentist.
You did?
I did. I was so over the moon. I mean, you can tell when you get old because you get really happy about this type of stuff. But I was really, really happy to have changed my dentist. I'm in with the one that you're in now, which is amazing. And I got booked in for, like, a little checkup just so they could see my general teeth health and if I needed anything doing and whatnot. So going for my checkup, and she has a little look round and she's like, oh, is there any problems I should be aware of? I'm like, well, this one's a bit sensitive down here. I've had, like, 2 fillings in the last 12 months. They both are a little bit irritable, but I think they're just sensitive teeth, whatever. And she's like, oh, no, they're not, like, the best fillings in the world. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but when they put a filling in, they're meant to, like, clean the underneath of it and then...
probably just stop it rotting or something.
Exactly. Yeah. He did not do that, so there was a little bit of decay going on. So she was like, okay, I can, like, take those fillings out, clean underneath them and put, like, a new one in, and then over the sensitive one, put something over the top to basically stop it going, ugh, every time I have something cold. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Paid for it, whatnot. Come back for the appointment. I thought that it would be like every other dentist appointment that I've had because I do not have injections at the dentist. And I thought I could go back to work straight away afterwards because just going to go in, get them in, out, easy, piss easy. I'll be there for like 20 minutes. I go in and she's, you know, chatting to me and everything else. And I go back, put my head back, shut my eyes, and she begins, and I literally opened my eye, and out the corner of my eye I saw this, like, huge syringe coming into my, like,
your
mouth
damn
area.
worst nightmare.
And I literally was like, and I literally, like, shut my mouth, and she was like, oh no, like, I'm just gonna put, like, a little injection in just to, like, numb it. I was like, how about we don't do that. I think I'll be okay.
No, you're still going.
She's like, well, you know, it's quite a big procedure. I have to, you know, take the filling out, like drill it all out, clean it, and then refill it again. So it is going to hurt, and obviously you're going to be like a bit sensitive. So I need to be able to do it basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I've not had like an injection at dentist before, so I'm just a little bit, you know, I wasn't prepared for it. Didn't know I was going to have one done. And she was like, oh, okay, well, how about we just do this one at the bottom first then? So I was like, okay, put my head back again, shut my eyes, and the same thing happens. I open my eye and I see this huge syringe there again. I'm like, and she's like, what? I need to do this one because it's like really deep and it was really close to the nerve where he'd like drilled it before. And I was just like, okay,
I'm gone.
I'm just gonna have to fucking do it because she's not gonna leave me alone. So I was like, okay, how about we do the 2 top ones first, and then I'll see how I feel about the injection afterwards. So she's like, that's not gonna really work. I need to do it. So how about we just like talk you through it, and you know, it'll feel like really, really like good because you won't feel anything. And I was just like, okay, this is happening. So I put my head back and shut my eyes and I'm just like, can you just talk to me, please? And she's like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Like, you're doing really, really well. She was so lovely, bless her. And I was there, like, just breathing, like... Not only did I have 1 injection that day, I had 4 dental injections when I never had 1 before, because this one was so close to the nerve and so deep, she had to do me twice here and then 1 here and 1 here. I literally, because it's like cold when they do it, I didn't know what to expect.
I think it's weird. I hate the feeling.
It was really fucking weird. I didn't know what to expect because I'd never had 1 before, let alone 4. I couldn't feel my anything, which was great. And she was like just chatting to me away, and she kept me nice and calm, bless her. But yeah, that was a very traumatic 0 to 100. I remember coming out and just being like, I had 4 injections. I didn't think I'd have to have 1.
I remember you messaging me being
oh God, are you okay? I'm like,
I'm gonna be okay. You're like, why is my mouth from that? You sound like Rocky Balboa.
Literally, I was just a little slumped down. I got to work. I was trying to like talk to people. I had like a massive lisp, and I was trying to like drink, and I'd like spat half of it on my desk. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So yeah.
But you're all good now.
Yeah, you're
a brave girly.
I'm a little bit braver. I've learnt that if I don't see anything and if I can't feel anything, it does help. Like blood tests, the fact I couldn't feel anything because of the numbing cream, that genuinely was really helpful. And the woman was really nice. She was chatting to me and calming me down and stuff.
Oh, that woman was great. Yeah. I think
it makes a difference if you have someone nice.
That's one thing I'd say to people. If there's any people that are listening that have like medical or blood fears, if you book in for an appointment and you tell them, they are so good. They are so good with it. Like that. I mean, I'm okay with like that kind of stuff, but I was very aware that Carla isn't. And going to her with her blood test for the first time, pretty much since you passed out in year 7, was a very, very big thing. I'm very, very honoured to have done that for you. I know how upset it was making you from the weeks prior. And to actually go and do that. But I think actually not just doing that, but doing the dentist. I hate the dentist. I don't like the dentist. I'm fine with everything, but something to do with my mouth is just not good. And those needles are big ass needles as well.
I didn't look at the needle. Yeah. I don't want to ever know what she used or where it went.
No, I'm not going to tell you, but like it's not the best. But she's obviously doing it all for the right reasons. It's not there to harm you. It's there to make it better. So
yeah.
But I'm glad you got out of that dentist, because that other dentist was fucking horrible.
But I'm a big brave girly.
You can conquer the world.
Conquering my little traumatic fears.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think at the end of this like series, or however we do the sort of layout for it, it'd be good to see like if you do have more and more like experiences along the way with like medical stuff. I don't want you to. I don't want you to. But like if you do have to have like a blood test again, or you have something like that, then it's like you coping with that, because you could end up walking in and being like, oh, I know the drill now, numbing cream.
Yeah, but my only problem with the numbing cream is if I end up having to go to like A&E and they do your bloods, I can't use it there. So it's more of like if it's like a off the bat, okay, I'm going to have to go and get a blood test done. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, true. I'll be 1 minute. Cries into the
You'll be fine.
napkins.
I'll be there and you'll be okay. God. And that's the moral of the story. You just need someone with you.
Yeah.
Someone with you and you'll be okay.
Someone to catch me.
Someone to catch you.
Someone to catch me when I fall.
That's a very good little story.
Yeah.
Do you like that format? Do you prefer that format?
Yeah, it's easier to not have to like sit there and be like, oh my God, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, good.
So it's a little bit better.
Good.
I prefer the wheel this way.
Do you prefer the wheel this way? please let us know in the comments, because I do. I think it's a lot better. I think it's a lot easier to manage, a lot more fun, gives a little more sporadic. And we have endless, hence why we call the thing Traumarific. We have endless amounts of Traumarific stories that come up last week or beforehand. But yeah, well, I think we'll leave it at that.
Wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up in a little burrito. But thank you guys for tuning in. We
will be back.
We'll be back soon. Thank you for your patience with us as well. We're trying to migrate into our normal schedule soon, so we're back in bi-weekly. But if you do see a little sporadic episode up, just listen to it, have a good time, and we'll be there in the next one. So we love you lots.